Adele battled Bugsby, some brutal trials. That was in the class of 2019, wasn't
Such a
it?
long time ago now.
Both campmate and confidant as well. She was amazing.
But now Adele Roberts will be cheering on as a fresh lineup of fearless stars enter the celebrity jungle. When you look back at that, do you sometimes go, why?
Why was I ever
yeah. To all this year's celebrities, why? It's too late.
Yeah.
I mean, it was extraordinary. You, I think, had some of the toughest trials. The one that really got me was where you were buried underground. I mean, the idea of being buried underground is already tough and a challenge. And then rats, you were in the dark, Adele, and rats were coming in. What they used, you talk us through it. What was it?
It's like a Tarantino movie.
Yeah.
We were put into these coffins and buried in the ground. And look, cockroaches that do actually smell. I can confirm.
They're not going to come into and fall into your mouth. I mean, it's like
they go everywhere.
Ears and nose.
You're hungry though, to be fair.
Oh God! Oh my God!
It's so.
Oh yeah, and you have to ring a bell to get out. Like how? That's not right.
And then you had to find the bell, didn't you, to get yourself out in the middle of that.
Was it a show? So, you had a great career working in radio. And, I'm a celebrity who's been around many years. Was it something you thought, I'm going to do that? I'd love to do that show. Did you have your eyes on it? Or was it, did you sort of call came and then you considered it? Or was
I thought I was really rough and tumble until I had to live outside. And then I realised, no, I'm not. Kate was amazing, though.
Oh, I don't know about that.
She was building stuff. She was ripping down trees. She was making...
Well, she does that all the time, anyway. You want to see the neighbour's back garden's a mess.
I like a bit of DIY, don't I? Keep tackling
The name's old Kate's again there. She's ripping down a few more trees, love. We call social services.
To be fair, usually hugging them, but occasionally do try and do a bit of DIY. I mean, what was interesting is when we were in the jungle together as well, I mean, obviously it's tough. Everybody goes through, I think, and the new guys going in this weekend will not realise it possibly yet, but very quickly will, that it is a mental challenge as well as a physical challenge, isn't it? And with you, I remember we were all quite worried because you lost a lot of weight, didn't you? I think the producers were quite worried as well.
Absolutely.
Even though we're all starving, you did drop weight. And actually, as it turned out, you were unwell, weren't you?
Yeah, I didn't realise I had bowel cancer.
Yeah.
And that's why I make it my mission now to talk about it as much as possible, because I was there in plain sight on TV and so many people were watching and didn't pick up on the symptoms. So I lost weight rapidly, loss of appetite. I think I'm the only person who ever went in the jungle who didn't want to eat the food. I wasn't hungry.
Yeah.
Bloated tummy. And it wasn't until I came out the jungle and shortly afterwards I started noticing blood when I go to the toilet, and that was the giveaway, really. Right. And that's when I called the doctor.
We have to say, you've been cancer-free now for a good couple of years?
2 years.
2 years, yeah.
Which I'm very
Which is fantastic. And it's brilliant because you've been such a great... Advert's the wrong word, but you know what I mean? You've been such a great exponent of how life can go on. And I wonder if... I mean, obviously one is very serious, the other is a show, but I wonder if some of those challenges you went through in the headspace you had to get into, did it in any way help you taking on cancer?
Yeah, absolutely. I think you can do hard things. Like you say, you're away from your family.
Yeah.
There's nothing comfortable. There's no chairs like this.
No,
everything's hard. Everything
no
bites you. Everything attacks you. And, you get to spend time with yourself and really know... the depths that you can go to get through hard times. And I think you're right. I think that did set me up for what was ahead.
But come on, Adele, I mean, everything you've been through, you could just sit down and just look after yourself. But the marathons... What on earth are you thinking, woman?
So what is the challenge? It's every big marathon in the world.
Yeah, I'm taking on the 6 major marathons of the world. I'm doing this in the hopes of raising what's possible post-cancer.
Are you sure you're OK?
Seriously? It sometimes. But also to show what's possible with a stoma. So I now have a stoma post my surgery for bowel cancer, and I just want to celebrate ostomates and show what we can do, because you don't always get the positive side of it, and also the positive side of coming out the other side of cancer. So I just want to show what's possible.
Just tell us about the stoma. So I follow somebody on Instagram actually, and he's really open about it. And it's so kind of like at first when you see, oh my God, but
because generally it's something people hide. People
it's an
might
education.
Not even know what it is.
I didn't even realise the thing exists. Just tell people what a stoma is, and there might be people have friends and colleagues who are probably wearing one all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a little section of my intestines that come out my front to help me go to the toilet now, and there's a bag that's worn over it. So a lot of people think the stoma's the bag, but it's not. The bag goes over the stoma.
Yeah.
Right. I use that to go to the toilet. It's quite hard to run marathons with them, I will be honest. Right. So, yeah, I am a bit not OK.
Right, OK.
It's quite a big challenge.
There's a challenge practically in making sure that it's pushed firmly against you or
Yeah,
something?
so the bag can come off. That's happened to me. Also, I recently had a prolapse before one of the marathons where my stoma came really far out my body and I had to go to the hospital to get it pushed back in. But it's mainly eating and drinking. So anything I eat or drink comes out into the bag eventually. So I've got to almost spin plates as I'm running around, eat and drink enough to get round the course, but not have to do it too much, so I have to empty my bag.
But so is this a good idea? But seriously, so I'm sure the doctors probably said, take it easy a bit, Adele, and then you're out doing marathons. I'm sure you've got medical advice, and they said, well, look, if you take the right precautions, you can do this.
Yeah, right? And I think that's it. I just want to show that you can live your life to the full still if you have a stoma, and also, you know, post-cancer, I think running's been fundamental. It's been my medicine. It's helped me mentally and physically. Fascinating.
And you've definitely given a great service to others because stomas and bags and those things, for a lot of people, they felt very embarrassed about it, don't want to talk about it, keep it hidden. And you've shown that actually it's not stopping you.
Absolutely. And it breaks my heart to think that anybody would be ashamed of a stoma. Anyone who has one has been through a tough time already. So to me, it's a badge of honour and it's something that you should be proud of. You shouldn't have to hide it away.
Didn't you give it a name, a pet name at one point?
Yeah, Audrey's here. Yeah, she's here.
Why Audrey, of all the things?
When I first saw my stoma, it reminded me of the plant off Little Shop of Horrors. It's called Audrey, so it's like that. But it doesn't have teeth. I'd just like to hasten to add.
That's lovely. Right, so you've done Berlin Marathon, Chicago, New York.
You're good at this.
Yeah, well, I've been doing research.
Yeah.
What's next then? So what are the other three?
In the new year, Tokyo, Boston, and then if I get round them all, London in April.
London's
Wonderful.
the last one.
So what's the challenges of Tokyo? Because I imagine they all present slightly different challenges.
Yeah, I think the biggest challenge has been flying with a stoma, so that the air pressure can affect it, and I think that's what made me have a prolapse. So I've learned from that. But yeah, the flight, and especially going to Tokyo, because I'm going chasing the sun. I won't. It'll be the next day by the time I land. So running a marathon after not having much sleep will be another challenge as well.
Wow.
Good grief.
Amazing. Now,
You're
look,
a wonderful advocate.
We haven't mentioned Prince William.
Oh,
So this text, tell us about this text. That you got a text from Prince William, but you didn't realise it was him.
Yeah, so this is when I worked on Radio 1 on Early Breakfast. He was on the air ambulance. And he used to text me all the time, and I'd give him shout-outs.
What, to your number or on the...
No, to Radio 1.
Oh, right.
He texted
so
all the time.
he'd listen to Radio 1, yeah.
But I think he pretended to be a trucker or something.
Brilliant.
Or a farmer.
You thought you were flagging up a William.
Yeah.
But not the William.
Yeah. But he could have used, like, a fake name as well. So we think he's Frank. I think his text name's Frank.
So hang on, so how did you know, how did you find out in the end it was William?
Oh, yeah, so he came into Radio 1 to see everybody, and he told me that he listened to the show, and he told me that he texted in all the time.
That is brilliant.
Wow. And then you worked it out. That's so clever.
So good.
And didn't Barack Obama follow you on Twitter?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm done with this. I'm done with this. Honestly. You know, you hanging out with all the A-listers.
I tell you what, your other
you go for dinner with Trump.
I don't think I'll be doing that one.
You've got two good mates going into the jungle this time, haven't you?
Yeah, so Dean and Melvin, they're Radio 1 DJs.
Oh,
Too late to stop them now, but they'll be fine. They'll have a lot of fun, them too. And OT as well. Yeah. I think she'll do really good.
Brilliant. Who's going to win?
Yeah, who's your tip to win?
Do you know, even though I've mentioned all those people...
You've got to choose one, come on.
Colleen Bruni.
Oh, really?
Do you think so?
I think she's got it.
Just got that strength
Northwest
and character.
girl, Merseysider.
Yes. Proper Northern.
There you go.
She's got it in the bag.
They love that.
Brilliant. It's so lovely to see you.
You too, Kate.
And isn't it nice watching others go in?
Yeah. Much easier, I'll be like, on Sunday, have fun.
Much nicer on the show with a box of chocolates rather than in there with the creepy crawlers. Lovely to see you again.
Too.